Dreams are subjective. A dream is a subjective happening. That is, it happens inside our head, within consciousness or awareness. The substance of our friend in the dream is dream, firing neurons or whatever it is that happens when one dreams and brings a mental image to mind. It is an internal event, not happening outside the head. This is a subjective event. From the beginning, thinkers have postulated that the walking around in the world experience is just as subjective as the dream in most ways, if not in every way. Objects may be outside of the head, but not outside of the experiencing awareness. That is, we can reach outside the body and touch the tree in the park, but the sight of the tree and the feel of the tree, when we touch it, as well as any thought we may have about anything and everything, are still within awareness. In this way, all things in our daily round are as subjective as the dream. Whether we see a tree or dream it, it is perceived as our own neurons, not anyone else's. One might say that all things are subjective simply because we never get outside of our own viewing awareness to see if the tree exists independently of the sight and feel of it. Or better, we concede that everything that is exists within the mind of Godhead. This brings to mind the wonderful remark of the old Chinese master who, addressing his students one morning, remarked that he had just had a wonderful dream in which he was a butterfly. Then, pausing a moment, he asked if it might not be possible that he was presently a butterfly, dreaming he was a man. Philosophers dismissed subjectivism in favor of the objective world long ago. It was patently absurd to view the world as mental. We may argue that the universe is happening within the subjective experience, but this is plainly not so because there is an objective reality as well, said one of the important voices of the world, just as though he could get outside his own awareness to prove his conclusions true. The thought that the plane of human consciousness might be included within a greater sphere of Godhead doesn't seem to have been argued by the philosophers yet. First thoughts of the round earth were dismissed as plainly not so by another important voice who was wrong. The earth is approximately round, of course, and our experience is more than approximately subjective. We might ultimately be led to comprehend it as omnijective. In apparent yes-no situations, philosophers, theologians, metaphysicians, and scientists somehow box themselves into the either-or, forgetting the other possibilities such as both, or sometimes neither. Considering awareness to be the action of the illimitable Godhead mind, one had best consider all possibilities as within the capability of illimitable and all-knowing mind. Omnipotence contains the ability to do all that can be done, doesn't it? Awareness, limited to subjective or objective, is limited awareness, hence not illimitable awareness at all. All this is a little like the pronouncement of an important voice from certain religious views, decreeing the possibility of a transcendent God, insisting on immanent instead. and making long arguments to prove the point. The simple fact that the ineffable is both immanent and transcendent and more simultaneously doesn't seem to have dawned yet. If classical physics can be said to be analogous to objective viewing, then quantum physics is analogous to subjective viewing. When we think subjectively, we are doing quantum thinking, embracing everyone and everything in the universe. Subjectivism will do for the world and its sciences what quantum mechanics has done for physics. The subjective view doesn't exclude the objective, but includes it to infinity and goes beyond, to all possibilities. We use them both. I think in terms of all life, but I still see the individual. One sees the pretty girl, but subjectivism lets him see the little girl in the old lady, and still full of beauty. The subjective view doesn't empty my world of dark and difficult passages along frightening trails, but it permits me, us, to walk them with brighter light, and then to make the way easier for the rest of ourself to walk there as well.